Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome to this video. This is John from Programming Knowledge and this is part 6 of our video tutorial series on how to create an e-commerce website using React.js, and this is what we have so far in our e-commerce website. We have the header, we have the banner image, and we already have the products displayed right here where we can also add more products to this, like more rows where we can find more products. So in order for us to do that, let's just add um, like inside our home.js, we have here the home row element that we have added from the previous tutorial. By the way, if you have missed that, then you can go ahead and watch that video first before proceeding to this video tutorial. Now, what we can do here is try to add more products. What we can do is just copy and paste this right here. And instead of having 3 products, we could add more like 4. So save this and it should update our website where we can see more products. And this is the second row of products that we can see inside our website or app. Now, as I've said from the previous tutorial, the product component is totally customizable, which means that you can change the title, the product price, the review stars, or like how many reviews, or I mean the what they call this calculated rating of a particular product. So, for example, 3. We have 5 or 4. It depends on what you want to add here. And of course, if you want to also add another row or another row of products, maybe a row with 2 side-by-side product, you can always do that by just using our home row element, and we can just copy 2 products right here, paste that, and it should reflect here in our app just like that. And of course, in this video, we're going to like add a functionality to our Amazon app where if we click on this add to basket, it should update the number of, you know, number here, which signifies the number of products inside our basket or cart, right? So what we can do is maybe add a what they call this checkout page. We can add a checkout page also, and yeah, that's what we will try to do here inside our application. So for now, let's go to our source and let's add a checkout page. So every time we go here, checkout, we should have um, the items added to our cart or number of, you know, the products. We can view the products added to the cart. So what we can do is try to create the checkout component. So in our src folder, click on this to create a new file. So this will be checkout.js, and we should be uh, adding also the checkout.css so that we could add the styling. So function and then checkout, open and close curly braces, and also we're going to import the React from React. Okay, and here we'll just try to return first an h1 and let's say checkout. Okay, save, and we need to import the checkout CSS. So that will be checkout.css, and in our home.js or app.js, instead of having only the header, we will be adding the checkout component. And of course, we need to add that here, checkout. Okay, checkout, and also here for importing the checkout component. So attempted import, that's because we need to export the default of our component. So export default and then checkout component. Okay, save, and we should be getting this output. Now inside here in our checkout page, um, we need to add a div with the class name checkout, and what we can do is try to divide this page left and right, so there will be elements placed on the left side and also on the right side of the page. So what we can do is add another element right here, and this should be checkout left. So all the elements of the left side of the screen should be inside here. And of course, we can do the same for the right side by adding another element, class name, checkout right. Okay. So obviously, all the elements that we want to display on the right side of the screen will be inside this particular element. Okay. Now, what we can do here for now, let's just add a dummy text. So h2, and then it should have a class name of checkout title. Okay, there you go. And you can say here your shopping basket is empty. Okay, and then paragraph, you have just this is we want to display this if we don't have an element or we don't have products added to the cart. So you have no items in your basket by one. Okay, so for the right section of our page, we will display the subtotal. So that will be subtotal. So this will be another component, and we need to create this because we don't have the subtotal component right here. Okay, so that will be subtotal.js, and of course we need to add a functional component right here, function subtotal, open and close curly braces, where we will be adding the value of um, all the products that we have added to the cart. So for now, let's just add a simple display. This will be class name and then subtotal. And of course, we need to import React from React. There you go. And then also we need to import the currency formatter. So import currency format. We're gonna be using this to format our price from React currency format. There you go. And remember, we installed this during the setup of our product, or I mean app. Okay, so subtotal, and then we can say here, um, we can add a button right here first. So proceed to checkout. Okay, and right here we can add the currency format, but we'll just leave it for now. And we need to export this. Export default subtotal. Okay, save, and you need to import that from here. So import subtotal. Okay, save. Subtotal is not defined. Let's just refresh our page. Nothing was returned from render. Subtotal. Okay, so subtotal. This should have the return statement, open and close, parentheses, and then save. There you go. We now have this particular display, but we need to add the CSS file for our checkout.css. I mean, we will be adding the CSS styling for our checkout page. So checkout, and then display flex, and then the padding is 20 pixels, and then background color will be white, and then height is max content, and then checkout underscore underscore title. This will be margin right 10 pixels. We also have padding 10 pixels. Border bottom will be 1 pixels. Solid and then light gray. And of course, we will add this particular element, checkout add. So this is responsible for displaying the sample ad that we will be adding to our website. So margin bottom will be 10 pixels. So save this, and we should have this particular output right here for our checkout page. Okay, so what else? Um, we have the login, right? We have the home right here, and we also have the checkout where we will be uh, seeing all the products that has been added to the basket or the cart. Okay, so I think what we can do now is set up the Firebase. So for example, here, log in order for us to have a working sign in and sign up um, form, we need to set up the Firebase. So what we can do is go to Firebase, for example. Okay, so for example, here we are at console.firebase.com or google.com, and then you can see overview of your projects right here. So what we could do is click on this add project, and then we will be adding, so for example, Amazon clone as the project name, and click on continue. And we could disable this and enable Google Analytics for this project. We're not gonna use analytics for our project, and then click on this create project, and you just have to wait for a few seconds to allow the Firebase to set up our project. And of course, we will download a file right here from here, and then we'll be using that inside our Amazon clone application. So your new project is ready, and then click on continue. Okay, so we have here different features available for us in Firebase. What we could do is click on this icon for adding an app as a web. So we could name our app as Amazon clone, but you can use any name that you want. Um, if you want to set up Firebase hosting, you can do that, but for now, let's just uncheck that and then register app. Okay, so we'll just wait for a few seconds. Okay, and then take note of this particular values right here. We could copy and paste this. Okay, maybe we could save this later on. We could open up this notepad and then save our configuration or config file. Okay, so click on continue to console. Okay, and then here in our authentication, just click on this authentication, and then set up sign in method. So what we'll be using is email and password. So enable, and then click on save. I think if you want to set up also, for example, the phone, signing in by using phone, signing in by your Google account, Facebook account, GitHub account, you can do that. But for now, email and password will be enough for our project. Okay, so um, right now, what we can do is try to set up our project in order to communicate with this particular Firebase project that we have here. So let's go back to our code editor, and what we can do here is add a new file. So this will be firebase.js. There you go. And of course, we need to import Firebase from Firebase, and we install this Firebase during the setup of our project. So const and then Firebase app equals Firebase and then initialize app, open parenthesis, and then open close curly braces. And inside here, what we could do is copy and paste this, the API key, domain, database URL, project ID, storage bucket, and sender ID and app ID. So we could just copy and paste this. Okay, there you go. And in here, we can try to define a constant variable, which is for our DB. So Firebase app, and then Firestore, open and close parentheses, and then of course for our authentication, we're going to be using this constant Firebase and then, oh, there you go, open close. And then we need to export this, export, open and close curly braces, db, and then of course the oath variable. Okay, so save this, and inside our app.js, we're going to set up our user authentication, and of course maybe the access to our Firebase database. Okay, so we're going to do that in the next video. And in this video, we have created our Firebase database app right here. And then, uh, for example, right here, project settings. And then we added the web app, which is the Amazon clone app. And then we have this config right here. We have copied and paste that inside our firebase.js file. And as I've said, in the next video, we're going to continue working with this particular file and let our Amazon clone app created in the Visual Studio Code communicate with the um, project created here in the Firebase database. So thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.